Itsters. I'm Aaron Littles, and I just wanted to take a minute to actually introduce myself. I think I got started as I usually do, being a high I, high D personality, just jumping into giving good content and helping everyone as much as I can and getting some inspiration and transformation in their lives. But I wanted to give you a little bit more information about me and why I'm the one up here sharing my stories with you. And I wanted to make sure you knew who's the guy behind the camera. So a little bit about me. I'm a former Marine Corps officer, had a chance to serve our great nation, and now I'm out in the civilian world, hooking and jabbing, so to speak, in the sea of cubicles. But then I also volunteer a great deal at my church and in the stewardship ministry, helping families, individuals, and young people actually get their finances together. As you can see, I love to work out. Not as lean, not as mean as my Marine Corps days, but I still definitely try and stay active. And what I want to do with this whole vlog series and this blog series is really just inspire people to change their lives, as I've been able to do, been blessed to do during my time here on the planet. And so a little bit about why I found ways to change and how I was able to make things happen. And actually, it's a money story. It starts off with myself looking up and seeing that I was a few $100,000 deeply in debt, in real estate debt, and also accumulating credit card debt. And I found myself in a position where I was thinking about volunteering to go to war to get some extra income to pay off some debt. Now let's just think about that. Volunteering when I'm already in the Marine Corps, already have gone to war and know how terribly painful it is and terribly horrible and horrific it is, but going for the wrong reasons, just not a great place to be. And so I was very, very disappointed in myself. And what I found was an opportunity to say, you know what, Aaron, if you can find a way, find the right instruction to turn this around, I know you can get yourself out of it, because you've accomplished so much, having a chance to go to college, you've earned a spot in the United States Marine Corps, the few, the proud, that's a real thing. And so you can find your way out of this mess. And through the Lord's help, and actually Dave Ramsey's biblical-based principles, I was able to do those things. In fact, I met my beautiful wife and had a chance to fall in love. And when we got together, we both were then focused on becoming debt-free. And so to this day, we've now paid off over $111,000 in debt. And the houses are on the market. So here in a few more months, we're going to be completely and totally debt-free. And that's just a great feeling that, I've had a moment early on in my life financially. And so from that point forward, that was my heart attack, that was my wake-up call, that was my near-death experience, to say, hey, I've got to get my finances in order. I've got to make a change right now and transform my life. And I'm telling you, you can do it too. Madeline and I didn't make $1 million getting out of debt in the last 2 years and 5 months. We made typical incomes and worked hard, and typical for hard-working people. And what I'm challenging to do is, you can find ways to get your income up. I was able to start a small business to assist us in that process, and I made a good amount of money that helped continue that debt snowball, which is one of Dave Ramsey's baby steps. Baby step 2 is paying off all your debt. And so it's finding every single penny you can find to throw towards that debt. Well, one way to find more pennies is to go get them through work. And so I wasn't afraid to roll up my sleeves and get after it a little bit in a working environment. And that helped our family tremendously to get closer to our goal. And then another area is, working in a cubicle and corporate environment, I found myself gaining a lot of weight. And so even in the last 90 days, I've been able to lose 15 pounds. And again, I said, hey, this is not what Aaron Littles does. I've raced triathlons, I was in the Marine Corps and done a lot of physical activity throughout my lifetime. And so ballooning up to 215 pounds, and it wasn't a rock solid 215, it was like the beer gut 215. And so that was another aha I've had a moment where I said, hey, you know what? I've got to get myself on track. I've got to make a change. And so I'm telling you again, it doesn't really matter what your weight is. If you're not happy with it, you can make a change. You can figure out, hey, I want to spend more time with my kids. I want to be more active and go out and walk and be social. And so you can make those changes in your life to get to those dreams and goals you want to accomplish. My goal here with this blog is, quite honestly, to change lives. I want to help people figure out what their vision is, figure out what their end game is, and get there. Let's make the change. Let's transform ourselves to get to that end game, that end goal, accomplish that vision, and climb that mountain. You know, I've been reading the Daniel Plan lately, and Pastor Rick Warren hits on a few different areas, but I'm going to hit on a couple of different ones. It's just in the same F category theme. So you've got fitness, faith, family, focus as well, but also finances. And that's a big one, because we don't want to just be a slave to our jobs and slave to earning money and things like that, but we do want to be good stewards of what we have been blessed with. Because without those natural things, money is not, it's not evil. Money is a building block. You can either build a church, you can build a house, or you can build some other bad things with money. And money can become a slave. You can become a slave to money. But I don't want that for you. I want you to be able to be transformed. I want you to be able to have your lives changed by managing all those areas of your life well. If you have your fitness well, if you have your faith walk very, very well, if you have your family well, your focus is right there and laser sharp, and then of course your finances. Getting all five together, man, that's a powerful punch. And so I just want to help everyone get there. Virtual mentor of mine, Dave Ramsey, says, and actually if you have never heard of him, he's a radio and TV show host. He's literally helped millions of people change their lives financially and actually through some fitness too, because people who are working on their debt snowball usually eat beans and rice is what his catchphrase is. So they're able to kind of work off some of that extra weight, moving around, working, doing some other things. But what he says that changes people's lives is when they've had that I've had it moment. That's the moment when they're sick and tired of being sick and tired. They're sick and tired of their circumstances. They're sick and tired of having to go to the same crummy job every day. They're sick and tired of their wife not being happy with them because they won't wash the dishes. They're sick and tired of all those things. They're sick and tired of their kids not paying attention, not being disciplined. And so they figure out, you know what, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm going to make a change that makes me a better man, a better husband, a better father today. And so right now I'm going to challenge you. What area of your life needs to make that change? What area have you had it in? If you're not upset and fired up about that area, then you're not ready yet. And that's okay. It took me a long time to get to that point where I was sick and tired of treatment here at this job, or sick and tired of having this extra weight, or sick and tired of not being a good enough anything to where I had to make a change for myself. And I'm telling you, you don't want to have a heart attack before you start losing weight. You don't want to have to go bankrupt before you start learning how to manage your money. You don't want to have a divorce before you learn to be a good husband and a good father. So this blog, my whole mission right now is to help you make that change today. Today, right now, wherever you're at, say, you know what, I'm going to make a change today. Declare it, write it down. I'm making a change for my life today. Post in the blog. Let's hear it. What's your call to action? What's your call to action? What area of your 5 F's are you going to work on today? Is it your faith walk? Is it your finances? Is it your fitness? Is it your family? Is it your focus? We're going to dig into all these 5 during the vlog, but I'm glad you're here, and I can't wait to help you. And if you need anything, always feel free to reach out, and we'll see you next time. God bless.